Hey guys, so today we're going to talk about how to use Canva to create freebies and other things that you can use to give away or even to sell from your blog. So let's jump right in here. So when you log into your Canva account, this is basically what it's going to look like. I'll just kind of scroll through here really quick so you can get an idea of some different things that you can do. Most of mine are either for Pinterest, so it's either like this one is a pin leading to something on my blog, same as this one. This is actually for my course, but the majority of what you're going to see in here are pins that I create for my Pinterest affiliate marketing, these dresses and journals. But you'll also see these. You've seen these when I do the daily threads, some things I started. But you can pretty much make really anything in here that you could create in PowerPoint, in Word, or anything like that. So like this is just basically like a Word document. It's a simple 8.5 by 11 standard paper size. It's an after, what do I do after I hit publish on a blog post, basically checklist. And so that one, and I have another one in here somewhere. This is a combination of the 4 that I have created, and I actually use this image here in my opt-in form to kind of show them what they get. And you'll see here, this is one of the other ones. These ones in the circle, I actually made them clickable. So, you know, they can download this thing, but it'll be in the form of a PDF. And so if you want to hyperlink it to something, you can do that as well. So how do we get these things? Okay, so Canva is actually super easy. A lot of people seem to get a little overwhelmed with it, but I have found it much easier to use than a lot of the other graphics programs out there. So if you want to start over here on Find Templates, I would recommend just kind of going through each one of these and seeing, you know, what they have. I actually use this also for a lot of my Pinterest pins, but in addition to the ones I just come up with on my own. So you kind of see here, you have lesson plans, letterheads. We have down here worksheets. So I'll just click on these so you can kind of get an idea. So these are like, I mean, different, even if you're not making a worksheet, but you could still look at these and look at the layout of it. And if it's the same layout as what or something that you would like to use for whatever it is you're giving away. I mean, these are all different. You know, this kind of almost looks like a daily planner. This one, the title of a book. And by the way, every one of these can be edited. So if you like it, but there might be like one thing in it that you're like, I don't really like that font, or I don't like that background color. Everything in it is editable. So you can change the color, you can change the pattern, you can change the font, you can even move, you know, the blocks that are in it around. Let's see, so we'll go back and check out a different one. So social graphics, if you click on that one, but you could actually just type up here, because this is going to be all of your social graphics, that you, like it's starting with Facebook. But like I just type in Pinterest. You can narrow it down, but I just do this. And we'll do this one in a later lesson, but for Pinterest. Okay, so let's click on lesson plans. So if you're doing lesson plans, presentations, you know, these are going to be pre-sized. So you could also look through all of them to get an idea of layouts to use on your own custom sized template. You could break them down here by category. Resumes. Let's see what else we have here. Planners. So there's just so many different things in here that are already kind of pre-formatted as far as the size of the canvas. And then you can edit, you know, the layout of how everything looks on it. So if you're wanting to create something, let's say some downloadable, a printout that's maybe just a pretty thing that they can hang on the wall, like a wall decor image or something like that. I would honestly, for something like that, recommend just going with your create a design and whatever size you're wanting it to be, you could just choose it from here. And when you hover over these, it tells you the approximate size. So for something like, you know, something they could just print out and hang on the wall, you could really just kind of go with, you know, US letter, which you know is 8.5 by 11. Or even like presentation, something that would still be. But if you want to keep it within a regular printable, regular size piece of paper, you could just use custom dimensions and type in the width, which would be 11, and the height being 8.5. So it's 11 across and 8.5 up and down. Let's see, value must be greater than or equal to 40. Oh, because it's saying pixels. Let's do inches. 11. And so now you have your blank canvas. And so depending on what you're going for, you know, if you can look, these are kind of pre-made layouts for you to just insert images, and it already has them sized, you know, what you're going for. These would be good for like if you're doing like a flyer for something, or a collage of pictures. But I like to just go from scratch. And so you can search up here, even if you're on the free program, which, by the way, I am on the completely free program. I don't pay for my subscription to Canva. But you can type in here different things. So let's look at a circle of leaves. And so you'll see many of these are free. Some say pro, so you have to actually be on the subscription, the paid subscription to use it. And then some are $1. But actually what I do, just because sometimes I want a simple piece of clip art, which I don't do very often, because I have subscriptions for my my stock images. And so I have a whole collection. And plus I downloaded a whole bunch of free ones from their, you know, you get the free ones where they give you a few free. And then if you want to subscribe to their full library, you can. But occasionally I might want some random image. And so I'll actually put like $12 on my account or something. And so on my account in here, that way, I think there's like a pack you can get for like $10. You pay $10, but you get like $11 worth of credit. And so I'll use that so that I can come in here, and if I see something that I need, that I can go ahead and download it. And again, this is on the free subscription, so I'm paying simply for that one piece of art. And so I'm just going to kind of use one of these. We're not actually going to print it out because I don't want to waste my dollar. But let's say like this one here. And so you can actually, once it's on here, see here you have white and black. You can change this to be a different color. The white you can change as well. Okay, so everything is editable in here. And then depending on the size of your layout. So that's one. Let's see what else we can find in here. Some of these are full-on images, which would take up the entire space. I don't really use those, again, because I have my own stock images. But like I said, you just simply tree branches. Circle up. There's a very specific one I'm looking for, and I know it's in here because I've used it before. Sometimes you just kind of have to play around with it until you find what you're looking for. Let's see here. And you can also search Google for free clip art. That you can download for absolutely free without having to have a subscription, and use those. Always make sure when you are using clip art that you find from Google on any of these image websites that you check with what the terms of use are for that image or for that program. Some of them allow you to use it for personal, meaning you're not selling the product, and others require you to purchase a license in order to use it for business use. So if you're making something with it and then charging people for that item, then you may need a license. But some of them actually will allow you to do it without that. You just really make sure that you read the terms of service. And so, okay, so we're just going to go with this one for the purpose of the tutorial. So again, this is completely, you can move it. You can change the color palette, whatever. And come over here and add some text. Change the font. I'm not going to really put too much into this for the purpose of this tutorial, but just kind of giving you an idea how it works. So you could put whatever it is that you're trying to make. If you're trying to create a pretty cover image for, say, a calendar or something like that. And so if you were wanting to make a document that was more than one page, so say you were trying to make a 12-month calendar, all you have to do, so you could do it before, or if you wanted like the same basic image on all the pages, and this was your basic outline that you want every page to look like, before you add the text to this one, just simply click this here and it adds another one. And so you can come in here, add your text, like we just did, and then come down to this one. Again, if you're going to have more than two, hit your button here to create a blank canvas. Or if you already added the text, you can click it. The text is going to be there. If you wanted the text to be the same font, the same size and everything else, then you could do it this way and then just change the text wording in it. And so when you save it here, by the way, as you're working through here and you stop for a moment, it auto saves it to your account. And so you saw, when you log in, everything that you've previously worked on is going to be right here in this library. So, but downloading it, it says here PNGs with multiple. Anytime you do a multiple, I would recommend saving it as a PDF. Otherwise, it'll as a JPEG or PNG, it'll save as a zip file, which you can unzip. I mean, that's fine, but it won't be a single document that you can scroll through. It'll be individual images. And so this is basically how you would create this thing. It's really super easy. I know often you struggle to find maybe the artwork that you can use in it, but just getting over here and, playing around with different words to see what things are in here. And again, you can totally pay the $1 for one of these, or upgrade. Honestly, I don't recommend upgrading because there's really, unless you're going to be using these images a lot, it's really not worth it to pay the $12 a month. There's so much free stuff in the way of graphics and stock images and clip art that you can find on the internet. And by the way, don't just Google something. I'll show you really quick. Don't just Google a word and go to images and, you know, click on it and save it to your computer. Do not do that, because most of these images are copyright, and especially if you're going to be selling the item. What you want to do is come here and find free clip art. I would go to all, not images. And these will tell you, you know, websites that you can do free download. So when you get to them, just read through them, make sure what the terms of service are, how it works, before you start using the item, okay? This is just to protect you from any lawsuits for using copyrighted material. Okay, so another one you can do. So, okay, I showed you the one that I made. Where is it at? These. I did this on a blank document, plain and simple. So I'm going to close this one. So we're not going to save it. Create a design. I did width 8.5 by 11. Okay, y'all hear my dogs in the background here. Don't pay them any mind. And then I just started adding my text to it. I had a header. If I want it to be the exact same size, you just hit copy here. You know, I had like 2 columns. So if it was going to be like a checklist or something of that nature, just do it from a standard blank document, standard paper sizing, which is 8.5 by 11, and then add what you want. You can even add, you know, a pretty little flower to it if you wanted to dress it up. Maybe make it a little smaller. And I want to copy this one. And I'm going to, whoops, twirl this around. And then you could put, you know, whatever on here. And this is perfect for, you know, a freebie opt-in, you know, a checklist of something. And by the way, any text that you put on here, you can make it clickable. So, you know, whatever the checklist, like I have the one for my must-have tools for blog success, and it has a lot of my plugins and stuff listed. And so whatever word, you know, let's say you put SiteGround or, you know, whatever. If this was linking to an affiliate link, or if it was linking simply to another website or something that you created on the page template in your blog, so it's not a blog post, but it looks like one, you simply, you know, highlight it here, click this little button over here, and type in the URL of, you know, where you want it to go when they click on it. And you can do that for each one of these. And then when you save it, it needs to be saved as a PDF, and that way the hyperlink will transfer over. You can see, I'll show you here on mine. So this one, as you hover over these, you can see here I have it. These are all actually affiliate links. And so wherever I've given this to them at, it was maybe an email or in my, on the blog itself, you know, I have the affiliate disclosures in the email, or I have it on my blog to cover, and it says anything that you can get from my blog might have affiliate links, so you're covered there. And then I simply save this to my cloud drive, and that way I can go into the cloud and pull a shareable URL so that I can link to this individual page right here. So I hope this was helpful. You know, you really just have to get in here and play around with, you know, all the buttons, see what's there, check out the different templates. Like I said, you'll start here at Find Templates. and just kind of scroll through. And if you're looking for something specific, just type it in here. If you're trying to make a devotional, or you're trying to make a lesson plan for, homeschool, or, whatever it is, just type it in here and see what comes up, and then adjust it. I'll click on this just to show you everything that's on the template already is customizable. So, the color palette, the font, what you actually put here, this background image. To pull images over, you simply just drag it over and it pops it right in there. So you got polka dots here. I mean, there's just so much you can do here, but really the best way to figure it out is to get in there and figure it out. So I hope this was helpful. If you need any more help, just kind of leave some comments below, or hop over to our Facebook page and, post your question there, and I will be happy to help you figure it out. So I will talk to you later.